Manage Company Information. The Manage Company Information tab is located under Admin, Manage Company Information. You'll enter your signature to get into the Manage Company Information. You'll see the tabs along the left-hand side of the page. This is going to set up basically your default information for your agency. You want to be sure to go through these tabs in order and fill them out as completely as possible. So let's get started. The first tab is Information. This is your agency address, MPI, tax ID, etc. Anything with the red asterisk is a required field, so you want to be sure to have those populated or you won't be able to save and move on. You can do Save and Next when you've completed the information, or you can save and click on the Next tab. The second tab is your subscription plan. This is where to update for more users or clients. You can also add comments here that will go to our accounting team. For any upgrade that you make, you do have to again enter your signature and submit your request. If you were granted special pricing and you want to upgrade, you want to be sure and include that in your comments to the accounting team. The third tab down on the left-hand side is for billing. Billing allows you to customize several billing items. The first billing item is the first day of your week. Does your week start Sunday through Saturday? Does it start on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc.? You can choose the columns that show up on your invoice. Your choices are line number, description, caregiver, date, hours, and comments. Also, if you see a little I, you can hover on that I and get a little bit more information. We also give you the option to uncheck or check all. The items that are checked are the items that will display on the invoice. And then you want to start your invoice number sequence. This is the number that will begin on the first invoice you create. From that point on, it will go in number sequence. Again, we can hover on the I if we need more information. We're going to do Save and Next, and that will take us to the payroll policy. Payroll policy allows you to enter your payroll defaults. First, we have the company's mileage reimbursement rate. If you pay your employees mileage, you can plug in that mileage rate here. Remember, these are your defaults. If you pay company travel time, you can also put in that rate here. Now, you will be able to customize by employee later on if you pay a different rate per employee. This is just your company default. Your first day of payroll, you can enter that here. You want to make sure that your first day of payroll is before the first visit you intend to pay for. How often do you pay your employees? You can do weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or bi-monthly. And once you choose your option, you will also have the choice of days to start the cycle. You must also enter your base shifts. We do require that you enter 3 shifts here. We've entered 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. Now, we do understand that some agencies do not use 3 shifts. They may only use 2. You do have to put in 3 here, but again, you can customize later on. All right, maximum time and overtime defaults. So your maximum daily limit, you want to enter the hours there. If you want there to be a warning, if you go over your daily limit, you can choose a warning message, or you can choose error and stop scheduling, or no warning at all. Now, the warning message is just going to give whoever is scheduling that task a warning message. They will still be able to schedule the task. Error and stop scheduling actually does not allow you to schedule the task. You're also going to have time and a half daily limits and double time daily limits. And for each one of these limits, you can also choose whether you get a warning message, nothing, or the error and stop scheduling. And then we have your weekly limits. So you put in a maximum weekly limit, time and a half weekly limit, and a double time weekly limit. Again, you can choose no warning, a warning message, or error and stop scheduling. All right, so let's save and next. License and compliance. License and compliance provides a comprehensive list of compliance and license tracking items that apply to a wide range of agencies. You may customize your agency's list by deleting or adding items. You'll see the default list that we have here. You're going to be able to delete the items out of this list. You can also add new license compliance items as well. If you click on Add New Type of License, you can then type in the type of license or compliance item you want to add. You will then have the ability to delete it as well. Once you've added items, you want to be sure and save your changes. You also have the ability here at the top of the page to see active items and inactive items. If you have deleted an item, it becomes inactive. Once you've selected the inactive list, you can then activate the item. You can also filter the information here by typing in the name of the item you're looking for. And you can refresh the page to go back to the beginning. All right, we're going to go next, and that takes us to scheduling. Here on the scheduling tab, you can choose what happens when a task is to be scheduled with no authorization. You can either warn the scheduler and provide an option to continue scheduling tasks outside of the authorization parameters, or you can alert the scheduler and prevent scheduling of tasks without authorizations. You can also choose your crossover time limit for visits to appear as multi-day visits. So after what time do you consider this a multi-day visit? And we give you a list of times there as well. And again, you have the eye, so if you need a little bit more information, you can hover and get a little bit more. We also, on the scheduling tab, give you matching criteria. Match criteria gives you the ability to create a list of items to match caregivers to clients. Now you'll see we have a few items listed already, and you can say yes to turn that item on or no to leave it off. You can also add your own custom criteria. To add your own, you're going to click here on Add Custom Criteria, and then you choose a category, and then you simply click under Client Matching Criteria to add that criteria. You also want to add that same criteria under Employee Matching Criteria. Again, save changes, and then you can also filter your search here if you type in what you're looking for. And refresh again will take you back to the main list. All right, so we're going to do Save and Next, and that takes us to our daily living task. The daily living tasks contains a list of paraprofessional level tasks. The daily living task list is linked to two system documents, Custom Note and Custom Care Plan. As you're editing this daily living task, you're also editing your Custom Note and your Custom Care Plan. You can add a new category to what you see here. You can also edit what's already here. If we want to add a new category, we're going to click on Add New Category, and then we can simply type in the category we want to add. And you can add a description as well. Now, once you've added an item, you will also have the ability to delete that item. If we want to edit what's here, we can click on the plus sign next to the title of the item, and that gives us the tasks within that title. And you just add New Task, and you'll be able to add the task as well as instructions here. You can also delete the items that are under each main section, and that will take us to Document Management. The Document Management allows you to manage task types that your agency will be scheduling and completing. You'll see we have a few documents here already. We can add new ones. When you're adding a new document, you want to give it a title, a description, and then select your discipline. You can also select your document. Once you've selected the document, you also want to say if you want this document to be billable. That means you're going to bill it to a payment source. You want to mark if it's payable. That means you're going to pay your employee for completing the document. If you want an order to be recorded from this document, if you want to record supplies used, record wounds, record an EMR, record your I&O, and also record seizure record. Now, you may be able to get to these items outside of this document. This is going to allow you to document these items within the document. Then you'll save, and on the page you'll see what you've checked to be available for this document and within this document. You can also edit or deactivate. All right, we're going to click and go to the Visit Care Plan Relationships. This section is where your agency associates the custom care plans to the custom note types. You can tie care plans to one or more visit notes. So here we'll click on New. We'll choose our visit note, and the care plan we want to associate with the note, and save. You'll see the visit note here with the associated care plan. You're also able to deactivate this if needed. You can see you're inactive, and you can filter by typing in the item that you're looking for. We'll click Next, and that takes us to Pay Rates. Pay Rates allows you to set agency default task pay rates. Now remember, this is your default for your agency. You are able to tailor by employee or by client later on in the software. So here you'll have your list of tasks, and you can choose the pay rate for each. If you want to create a new one, again, we're going to click on New. We can select our task, select the rate, and if that rate is per visit, per hour, per day, or per 15 minutes. The effective date, that's when the pay will start for this task. And then you can choose all, or you can choose individual employees. Now in this screen, you're setting your default, so you most likely will want to do all for each one of these areas. So we have employee, payment source, client, shifts, and days of the week. You can also select here for your mileage rate. If it's not selected, it's going to use the default rate that you set previously. Same thing with travel time rate. And then you will save and close, and that will add the pay for that task. You'll see it listed across the screen here, and you can always edit if you come back and hover on the time that appears. All right, we'll click Next, and that will take us to our payroll holidays. Here you can customize the list of holidays that your agency will be observing, as well as provide the ability to indicate the pay schedule. You can add default holidays. Now our default holiday list comes up when you click on Add Default Holiday, and then you can select your holiday. This is probably the easiest way to add your holidays. However, you don't have to use this. You can also click on New and add your own holidays that way. You'll select the holiday, and then you can choose the additional information here. So the time, you want to use shifts or use custom time. You can choose a multiplier. Applies to all except per visit tasks, additional per hour. Applies to per visit tasks, also additional per visit. And then you'll add holidays. You do have the ability also to see anything that you've deleted under inactive, and you can filter using the filter by text. All right, we'll click on Next, and that's going to take us to the emergency triage levels. If your agency provides skilled services, you are required to add emergency triage levels. The list may be custom created or have the option to load Axxess defaults levels. These may be fully edited. The list created will be available for selection during the intake process. So if you choose to use the Add Default Triage Levels, you can click that, click Yes, and it will add the defaults. If you want to create your own, you can click on New, and then enter the appropriate information and save. Your triage level will be how long your patient can go without care in an emergency situation. So that's what you're looking to add in this area. And that will take us to Services Required. Here you can customize the types of services your agency provides on both a medical and non-medical level. The list created will be present during the intake process. So the items you add here will be available to be scheduled. You can add default services, and if we click on Add Default Services, it gives us the option for yes or no. If we click yes, it's going to add the defaults for you. If you choose to add your own, again, you're going to click on New. You'll name the service, choose the client type it applies to, and add a description if needed, and then save. You'll see the items that you've added can also be edited or deleted. All right, we're going to click Next, and that will take us to Durable Medical Equipment. If your agency is providing skilled services, you will need to create a durable medical equipment list that will be available during the intake process. Again, we give you the option to add default DMEs, and if you want to do that, you're going to click on the Add Default DME button. You'll choose Yes to add the defaults, or you can click on New and create your own. When you click on New, you'll add the name of the DME and a description, and then save. you'll see once you've added an item that you do also have the ability to edit or delete. Now, remember with your managed company information that these are your agency defaults, and you want to be sure and go through these tabs in order and enter as much information as you can. This may affect the way that you are able to navigate through the system later. So you want to make sure you set everything up in the managed company information.